You're listening to Crowning Ignorant Kings, a podcast for citizens with like minds who love God, follow Christ, and have a desire to be an ambassador for the kingdom of heaven on earth. We are John and Charlene Donaldson. We're teachers building a kingdom community. Thank you again for joining us. Now let's adjust our crowns.
No matter who's against you, your character will eventually defeat them. Your convictions will always outlive your enemies. And that's what leadership is about. Don't worry about those who are against you now. It only takes one light to light the world. You can't do something. Look at this man. This is leadership. You don't get your rewards in the beginning. This is leadership. I want to be like him. I want to be willing to say, I'll go to prison for my people. I want you to remember these words. Prison can't change a human. They just expose a human. Pressure tells us who you are. People become leaders when they make the decision not to sacrifice their principles on the altar of convenience and compromise. Jesus said these words, what good will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and we don't remember him? At a funeral, they never talk about your cars. They never talk about your house, how big it was, how many rooms you had. At your funeral, they'll never talk about your bank account. They try to find, who did you help? Don't lose your soul. I want to leave you with these words. Theodore Roosevelt said, to educate a man in the mind and not educate him in morals is to educate a menace to society. That describes the Bahamas pretty much. We educate our people. I'm going to quote this again because it's written by a United States president. And I want the Americans to hear this again. Theodore Roosevelt says, if you educate a man in the mind, but not in morals, you are educating a menace to society. They began to take God out of schools, out of the textbooks, out of the assembly line, out of the community, out of courts, out of government, and they still want a moral community. Stop following America in everything. Matter of fact, I want to agitate that the Bahamas government education department will renew its commitment to religious education in every school and would pay those teachers a lot of money to teach our children the 10 commandments again. Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not covet your neighbor's tennis shoes. We need our kids to be morally educated, not just to get jobs. Dwight Eisenhower, another president, says, a people who values its privileges above its principles will soon lose both. In other words, don't just pursue your rights at the expense of righteousness. I have a right to do what I want to do. I have a right to marry who I want. Yeah, but it might not be right. Yes. That's what he's talking about. And you lose both. This one really is amazing to me. If an individual has strong values, he doesn't need a lot of external laws to govern his life. Every time a country have to keep making laws is a sign that the country is dying.
Yep.
It means that the people don't have laws in their hearts. So you have to put them on paper. You look at our parliament today. Every week they're discussing a law, trying to create new laws. Why? Our country is in trouble. We need leaders who will exemplify what is right, so the young people ain't got to look for examples too far away. I hope that you understand that Mr. Mandela was a man of character. And his integrity protected his leadership. They couldn't complain about him because his integrity was so strong. Mother Teresa, what a woman. Write this statement down, please. A leader leads by example, whether he intends to or not. I repeat, a leader leads by example, whether he intends to or not. When Kobe Bryant committed adultery, everybody went into shock. When Tiger Woods committed adultery, everybody went into shock. When President Clinton, he committed adultery with a young girl, everybody went into shock. In other words, when you are a leader, your life is not your own anymore. You belong to the people you lead. And your character protects them. Mr. Mandela knew that when the government of South Africa offered him freedom, personally they offered him freedom, and they said, if you stop agitating against the government, we would give you freedom today. His response was, I am staying in prison because as long as my people are not free, I don't deserve to be free. In other words, I must lead by example. Your policies are their prison, and these bars are mine. We are both in prison. Stop looking out for yourself, leader. Look out for the people. Ladies and gentlemen, this day is a very special day. Character gives you credibility. It gives you force and trust. Character also gives you legitimacy. People believe in you when you have character. They believe that you have integrity and they trust you. They give their lives for you. Here's a picture of Mahatma Gandhi, 90 pounds, sitting in a prison, starving himself to death because 750 million people were imprisoned by British colonialism. He said to the government of Great Britain, I will not eat another morsel of food until my people are free.
Thank you for listening to Crowning Ignorant Kings, where we are cultivating a kingdom community. Please sign up for our podcast, download, like, and share. Look for us on your social media platforms. If you'd like to reach out to us, please send us an email at crowninignorantkings@gmail.com.